Long way, get this shit a long way, shit a long way. Long way, hit it long way, 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 shit long way, 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 shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way, gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way. Gotta know she don't really understand, man. Gotta know she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get this shit a long way, gotta get this shit a long way. Tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. I'm feeling like we be the new slaves. No, we gotta finish rich. No, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand rich. Don't understand niggas gotta get rich. She don't understand, sometimes we got hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit. Tryna get the long way, yeah. Tryna get the shit the long way, yeah. Coach is tryna wrap up a entree. Yeah, told you the other day that did my phone short. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Yeah, get the shit long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like the phone way. My name is Tari, I ain't playing games, so I'm done talking. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave, man. Said fuck it, bitch, we gonna get some money. Said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I want to get some money, yeah. We gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get shit the long way, yeah. Back and forth like the pong way, yeah. Man, I'ma get this shit the long way, get this shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy. We got them wearing masks, we the new slaves. We be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay for me, yeah. So we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, yeah, we get this shit the long way, yeah, cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, yeah, we gon' get the long way, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host, LJ Young. I should have wiped my camera. Didn't look like I wiped my camera too good. I'm the host, LJ Young, the founder of SMD. Welcome. And I'm here to share my gift. And I have a personal finance gift. I have the ability to see negative numbers psychologically, okay? In a psychological economy, which is capitalist economies are psychological. Now that I know this, right? And you're probably thinking, well, what does that mean? See negative numbers psychologically. Here, I'll show you. For those of you that believe you're homeowners with mortgages, I want you to open up your calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance, and then hit equal. And as you're looking at the calculator, I just want you to listen to the sound of my voice. The reason why you believe you're a homeowner is because you cannot see negative numbers psychologically. You can obviously see them physically because you're looking at your calculator now, and it clearly says a negative number, clearly. And you got to think to yourself, well, what kind of house can I buy with that amount of money? No house. You can't buy anything. So why do you think you bought the house you're in? That's a good question. All right. The reason why you think you bought a house with no money is because you live in the debt matrix. Okay. The debt matrix is a place where people can buy and own things with no money of their own. You can do all that in the debt matrix. Now, what is the debt matrix? The debt matrix is it's a psychological place created by the central banks. They created this place. Now, it's all a choice, okay? It's not, nobody's forcing you to be there. The central banks are not doing anything bad to you and evil and all that other stuff, right? They're just there. It's your choice to be in the debt matrix. It's all a choice. To choose not to trust the calculator, all right? So this is what happens, okay? You're looking at the negative number on your calculator. Since you're in the debt matrix and you believe that you can own things with no money, that negative number all of a sudden turns into equity, and now you're a homeowner. See, in the debt matrix, that's where all that magic happens. Okay, but the reason why you live there, because long story short, you don't trust the calculator. That's it. There's nothing big after that. It's really, but it's a fancy. Well, what it really is what I just told you is my gift, right? Now, what's up, Omanique, James, Alonzo, Mike? Now, I'm not here to talk negative to people because I lived in the debt matrix from age 18 to age 42 or so. Yep. 6-figure, college educated earner, nice car, nice house, all the stuff that deem you a made person in the debt matrix. You make 6 figures with a good job, college educated, blah, blah. I did all that. And then when I reached the so-called 6-figure, that pinnacle points, I reached them all and I said, now what? That's what I said. Now what? I was like, what am I supposed to do now? And then I saw the percentage of people that actually make 6 figures, which dwindled that down even more. To recognize the achievement that I did. I didn't realize only a small percentage of people make 6 figures. I did not know that. That was a new statistic to me. I didn't know that. But anyway, I got to that point and I said, now what? You know what it was? I was just a college educated debt 6-figure earning slave. That's what I was, because I owned nothing at all, nothing. My whole life, a mathematical illusion. Didn't even know it. Didn't even know it was an illusion. Didn't even know I didn't own anything. Didn't even know it. Woke up, found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey basically says, take the math that we all learned in elementary school, apply it to your finances using these baby steps. And that's what I did. I was like, no way, Dave. There's no way that's it. Dave was like, yes, it is. And then I did it. And I said, wait a minute, that's just the laws of mathematics. Yep, that's it. Just the laws of mathematics and the calculator. That's it. Then I thought to myself, as I'm going along Dave's program, he says, when you pay off all your debt and get down to your mortgage, start putting away 15% away into retirement. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa. If I put in my mortgage payment minus my mortgage balance and hit equal, I don't have 15% of anything to put anywhere. I don't have no money because I have a mortgage. A mortgage debt. Mortgage is still debt. Doesn't matter how you look at it. It's still debt. Then I took that out. Broke it all the way down. It's just mathematics. And then I got a little bit deeper. Once you get out of the debt matrix, you realize all capitalist economies are psychological. They're not physical. Nothing exists for debt slaves. You guys know that? Nothing exists for you. Money, houses, cars, vacations, nothing exists for you. Nothing. Like reading these articles, student loan debt. The reason why it's coming up because it's time for you guys to start paying again. Of course, you guys are excited. You guys are, oh my God, I don't have no money to start paying. They know that. They all know that. It doesn't matter if they extended another 3, 4, 5, another year. Whatever date that is, you guys won't have the money. You guys won't be ready to pay. You guys will never reach that, okay? They know that. You don't know that. You guys don't know that. So now you guys are panicking. What are we going to do? Nothing. You guys are the only way you're going to get out of student loan debt, you got to pay it off. There is no other way out of it. They're not going to let you go, okay? They're not going to let you go. So stop with the student loan forgiveness, crossing your fingers. Stop all that. Stop all that. You're embarrassing yourself when you do that. Stop doing that. Stop begging. You have to pay your student loan debt off, just like I did. Just like other people like in the SMD family did. That's the only way you're getting out of it. They're never going to release you. So stop it. Stop reading these articles, man. There's no way out of student loan debt. You have to pay it off. Stop listening to people that tell you you can invest while having student loan debt. All you got to do is take a step back and say, hey, wait a minute. There's $1.86 trillion in student loan debt. They're obviously not telling you the truth. You can't invest while having student loan debt. You can't do that. That's why there's 1.8. All you got to do is Google it. $1.86 trillion in student loan debt. Somebody's lying. 43 million people are not telling the truth. You think people are investing and then they're taking the earnings that they make from the investment? You think they're taking that extra money and paying off student loan debt? No, they're not, because it doesn't matter how much money they give you. You're still not going to do it. What's up, Wally? You know, sometimes when I think about this stuff lately, and you guys probably noticed about the lack of videos, it's just the same repetitive shit. They just abuse you guys, man. It's just, And when I say abuse you, they're not doing anything to you. You're doing it to yourself, okay? It's just hard to watch. It looks like they're doing it to you, but you're just doing it to yourself. All because you don't trust the calculator. And when you're in your, let me explain something to you. When you're way outside of the debt matrix, and you understand what I'm talking about, our capitalist economy is psychological, okay? Once you get out of it, there is no going back. Once you truly understand it's psychological, there is no going back. You're not going to be listening to people tell you how to invest and tell you what to do with your money, and you find out they have student loan debt. Do you guys know people with student loan debt, they share financial information with other people with student loan debt? Did you know that? You probably didn't know that because you think everybody has student loan debt. No, only debt slaves have student loan debt. $1.86 trillion tells me that a lot of people are lying and not telling you the truth. The stuff you're seeing on social media and YouTube, and hey, all you got to do is ask to see all you have to do is ask to see their personal credit report. It will tell you everything you need to know. It will tell you if everything they're showing you is a facade. They can't lie on the credit report. They can't do that. I'm telling you, that nobody has access. Scammers don't have access to that type of information. Hackers are not getting into that. I'm telling you. Hackers are not getting into the credit reported agency data. That's not happening. Get in there and scramble shit up? No, that's not happening. No. And guess what? Even if a hacker actually did get in there, guess what? That hacker now works for the government. You want prison or you want to work for us? We thought that. Okay. That's it. And you're not telling anybody anything, right? No. Or else what? Prison. Okay. I'll keep my mouth shut. What's up, Nicer? K Business Podcast. What's going on? Now, I try to, continue to come on here on Sundays, kind of help you guys ask questions. And if you're just curious about this channel, you're like, hey, man, I've never heard anybody say come from your perspective and can prove it with a calculator. I've never seen that before. I understand that. What I teach here, I know you haven't seen it anywhere before. I know that. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you what is. And remember, everything I say, I can back up with a calculator. I don't want anybody to ever forget that part. Everything I say, I can back up with a calculator. Now I'm gonna put this link out here for some new people. You might want to come up here and ask me some questions. Let me see something here. I'm gonna pull up this article right quick while we're waiting. Is it share screen? Chrome tab. Yeah, there we go. All right. All right. Let me see this here. Now, all right. So I'm gonna read through this article for you guys. Okay. So you guys can get an idea. I'm gonna read it to you in a different way, and I'm gonna translate it for you. Okay. I'm gonna translate it in a way to where if you're in debt, you're a debt slave, you really can't see this stuff. Okay. You really don't understand. Okay. Let's start with killing the middle class. Millions in the US brace for student loan payments after COVID. Okay, first of all, economic classes don't exist. Lower class, middle class, upper class, they don't even exist. You just believe they do in the debt matrix, right? So let me give you an example so you can understand. So, okay. Take your mortgage payment. No, let's make it so it can reach more people. Take your car payment minus your car balance, meaning what you have left owed on the car. Okay. Let's just say your car was your only debt. Okay. Car payment minus car balance and hit equal. Now you see that number right there. That's how much money you have. That's your net worth right there. That's your net worth. Now, with that amount of money, what class do you believe you're in? The lower class, middle class, upper class. As you look at the number, and then I want you to look at the classes and say, what class do I think I'm in? You're in none of those classes. You know what class you're in? You're in the debt class. That's what class you're in. That's debt class, debt matrix. All right. Of course, you guys are bracing for the repayment of student loan debt because you guys have no money to make the payments, because while it was gone, you guys were going deeper and deeper in debt. That's why they removed it from your credit reports, so you can be approved for more debt. Whose fault is that? That's your fault. That's your fault. All right, let's see here. Jennifer Ray Wilson, a social worker and single mother of 3 in Richland. Okay, why are they telling us about her family? Okay, single mother of 3, has struggled with student loan debt since she. Okay, when they say stuff like that, it's so it can better relate to your situation, because millions of people are like her in the situation. So when you read it, you're like, oh, that's me. Okay, that's for you. Okay. Struggling to raise 3. Okay, see, I really don't. It's really tough for me to read through these articles now, because first I have to get through all the stuff that brings you in so you can bring your feelings into it. Yeah, I'm not going to read this. I don't want to read this. Yeah, no. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste it in here if you guys want to read it, okay? You guys want to read that article, you can. It says, James, the game ain't over. Be the same again. Anyway, where's Mr. G? I don't know where Mr. G is. That was nasty and slick of removing the student loan debt. Now they're deeper in debt because they bought car and house. Yeah, exactly. That was honestly, Omanike, I thought that was pretty brilliant, because when I was first noticing that didn't make sense to me. I was like, didn't you tell me you had student loan debt? She was like, yeah. I said, yeah, She was like, yeah, I had student. I said, it's not showing any student loan debt here. And then I came across another person. I was like, why would they do that? Out of sight, out of mind. No payments, no interest, and not even on their credit reports, not even there. So now they can just go, now their credit score will go up because the debt is off, which will change the credit score to better automatically, right? Now they can be approved for more debt and get deeper and deeper and deeper in debt. It's actually actually brilliant, actually. Yeah, it was a good show. Good show. Anyway, any questions? Credit score went up and they fueled the debt machine. They sure did. They did. They did. It actually worked perfectly. When you're outside looking in now, it's pretty amazing to watch it work. And the best part about it all is that it's all volunteer. You choose not to use the calculator when it comes to your money. You choose that. Because they taught us this in grade school, elementary school. I remember that. They taught us about this type of math that I'm talking about with your money. You choose it. If you believe you can own a house with a mortgage, you're choosing not to trust math because that's not true. You put that in a calculator, that's not true. You think you can buy a house with a mortgage, and then you put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. The calculator is clearly telling you that that's not true. Look at the calculator. Now, if you're a person watching this and you actually do it and then you don't believe it, that's because you live in the debt matrix. That's why. Because when you don't believe in the calculator, you live in the debt matrix, obviously. If you believe you own a house that you didn't have the money to buy, and you own the equity in that house that you didn't have the money to buy, that you obviously live in the debt matrix, right? Because none of that is true. None of it. You know how many people you guys could just go on YouTube that would, all you have to do is ask to see their personal credit report. Show it. That's it. When you choose a tax person, ask to see their personal credit report. When you choose an accountant, ask to see their personal credit report. Anything to do with taxes, ask to see their personal credit report. It will tell you everything you need to know if they know what they're talking about or not. You'll know right away if they're coming from a debt perspective or a debt-free perspective, because there's two differences. I promise you there's two differences. It doesn't even matter if they know or not. The people that I'm talking about, these professionals, professional investors, all those people. All you have to do is ask to see their personal credit report. It will tell you if they really are investing or not. It will tell you. And when you know what's so crazy? When you get out of the debt matrix and realize taxes are your friend, taxes are not your enemy, they're your friends. First, you have to get out of debt. First, you have to, in order to understand what I just said, first, you have to own yourself. That's number one. You have to own yourself. That's step one. And if you don't know what I mean, here, I'm going to give you a step-by-step example. Log into your online credit reporting, whatever, whoever you use, Credit Karma, Experian, whatever, log in there. Go into your credit report. There's usually a big number that's going to pop up in your face. Take that number and put a negative in front of it, okay? And then you go deeper in your credit report. All those businesses that are on your lists and lists of pages, they all own you. And until all that money is paid back, they own you. So until you pay them back, you'll never understand the true purpose of taxes. You will never be able to, you'll never understand why I say, hey, taxes are your friend. Don't cheat. Don't cheat. You don't have to. Don't do that. If you're cheating, that means you don't understand the rules. That's why you're cheating. That's why people cheat. They don't understand the rules. That's why they cheat. That's the very thing they're doing should tell you that they don't understand the rules because they're cheating. No different than a test. You think something that has been in place probably since the 1900s, you think you're just going to be born and come on and just think you're just not going to follow the rules? It's been in places for centuries. What are you talking about? You can't just be born and do your own thing. It doesn't work like that. That's clear. Once you get out of debt matrix, that is crystal clear. Once you understand this, you're like, oh, that's the purpose of taxes. Yeah. If they didn't force them to play, do you think they'd be playing? No. What's up, Andre? Can you hear me? You're on mute. Andre. All right, we'll come back to you if you can hear me. LJ, I'm curious because you collabed several times with Ramil. Did you get an email from him that he was selling his channel? No, I didn't get no. We wasn't like that where he sent me an email telling me something he's about to do. No, it wasn't anything like that. But I saw that, but I don't really pay attention to stuff like that because I don't understand its purpose, honestly. It seemed like, because sometimes, since I've been following him, I'll get these videos that are talking. Who cares? I personally, I don't care. I don't care. Oh, he sold his channel. Okay, whatever. I don't know why it's a big deal. I don't even get it. And then it's like, I couldn't help but watch one, right? I think it's Sister George that took it over. And she's like, yeah, I got this. And, just, I don't know, just kind of bragging that she got the channel. Sorry, dudes, or something. I'm not sure, but if that happened, I just unfollow. I unsubscribe. Why would I? You sold the channel? Cool. Unsubscribe. I wouldn't stay. I don't get, why would you take something that the main followers are going to unfollow? So it's like pointless. It really doesn't make any sense. What's up, Andre? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing?
All right, I'm good, man. What's happening?
Yeah, man. I was burying my mother yesterday, right? And so I'm talking to family members and stuff. And me and my sister, we wanted to go into the trucking business. So I had a cousin. He's been doing trucking for about 18 years, right? Then he told me he lost his business. And he trying to get it back. But anyway, I was asking, yeah, because I want to talk to you because I want to know you've been in it for a long time. I want to know how to do it. And he was talking negative about well, we'll see, but I don't know. You might not want to get into it because I didn't do well and all that stuff. And the first thing came to my mind, he probably didn't do it because he didn't do his math right.
Oh, talking about
Because I,
you. Talking about
yeah,
you. Yeah, okay.
yeah. So I'm like, he didn't do his math right.
Right.
So,
Right.
and that first thing came to my mind, and I was trying to explain to him. I said, well, tell me about your math. What happened? Was it the math? I mean, did your math add up? Did you do your math right? He said, what you mean? I said, did you do your finances right? Did you do your debt and stuff right? Did you have a nice financial person that was out of debt? He looking at me all crazy. You understand? But anyway, I was trying to tell her. He said, "Well, you don't want." He was trying to tell me stuff, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, we still on this subject?" He said, "Oh, see, you don't want to listen. You don't want to listen." And I've been in this for so many years and so many years. I'm like, I wanted to tell him, but I really didn't tell because I had to go off, and I didn't get a chance to talk to him later. Basically, I was like, "Man, I don't care how many years." I'm thinking to myself, "I don't
Right.
care how many years to you. The math, you can been doing it for 100 years. If the math don't add up, the math don't add up. Right? I mean,
Right.
it's, and so
Yeah,
I
they
was like,
can't. You got it. One day you're gonna realize that they can't hear you when you talk to them like that.
right.
They can't. I mean that, Andre. They can't hear you.
Right. Right.
And once you truly understand that, you're not even gonna waste your breath because
Right.
you already know by the way they talk that they're not if they're gonna hear you or not.
Right. Yeah, if there's two food, I mean, you have one food, but then if you trying to teach a food to listen to you, they ain't go. You got two foods trying to. You become the food too because you trying to.
Yes, you do. I don't do
You
that
ain't trying to.
anymore.
They no food trying to listen to you.
Yeah, I
Huh?
don't
I'm
do
sorry.
that.
What you
I
say?
don't do that no more. No,
Right.
when
I'm
I
learning,
see
man.
family do that too, man, it bothers me. Don't get me wrong. When I see
Yeah.
family making these types of moves, man, I want to say something so bad, but I can't.
Yeah.
They're in the matrix, man.
Because I was at least trying to get some advice. I mean, I wasn't trying to get no financial advice. I was just trying to get some, startup advice. He
Experience
been in the
advice,
business
yeah. Now some of his stuff could help you. Don't get me wrong. It could help you.
then, but he came
You
to me
just
now. You
know
like,
what to
because
take.
the thing was he was drunk. Yeah. And he was buzzing. He was drunk anyway. I said, okay, you just done messed yourself up. And so now you want me to, you all coming down on me talking about because you're gonna be hating on me because once you see me succeed, because he like I have 4 trucks and all this stuff. Once you see me with 10, you really gonna be mad then.
Mm-hmm. It's you know what that reminds me of. It reminds me of when you get ready to like go out on your own business, right?
Mhm.
Somebody always comes along and says something like, "Hey, man, 1 in 5 businesses always beginner
Right.
businesses
The
always."
first
You
thing
notice
they say.
they always say that. They always say that,
I mean, instead
right?
of edge, I mean, rooting your own, they like, man, I don't know.
You know what you say? Good. I guess I'm that one. That's what you're
Right.
gonna say to them. I guess I'm that one.
Right. Because I tell people I got so many failures now. It's time for me to have a win now. I
Oh
done lost so
man,
many times. It's time. It's about my win about to come.
failures help you if you long as you learn from it.
Exactly.
They're not
And
there to a failure. This is what I've learned along this journey, man. Failures are not there to like, oh, you're a loser. It's just like,
right.
hey, man, you gonna pass this lesson or not?
Right. How many people had to take tests a few times before they passed it? Because they
Yeah.
knew what they had to study for, knew what they had to do next time to pass. See, that's how I look at a loss.
Mm-hmm.
What
And
did I do? The fate, that I didn't
right.
do last time.
No, everything is a you got to remember this, Andre. Everything is a challenge, okay? Because you got to
Hmm.
remember, if there were no challenges, everybody would be able to do what we do at
Exactly.
SMB, right? It'd be so easy to do. Oh, that's
That's
how you do it. Okay, we'll just
yeah.
do that.
That's what I tell you. If everybody was, if it was easy, to
You
have then
there?
it wouldn't be worth it. So yeah, but I had to tell you. I mean, it was just because I mean everything now I'm talking is going toward what you've been showing me. Like the first thing I do, he was like his stuff failed. And first thing I want to do, okay, how was your, what's your debt looking like? What did you do? Did you do first thing I say? Did you do your math right? That's the
Right,
first thing I ask them. And then what
right.
do you talk? They have did I just blow their mind? It goes way over their head. What are you
Way over
talking
their
about?
head.
And then right there, you answer my question.
They ain't trying. You know what it is that you got to remember debt slaves will go into business the same way they go into their personal business. They're going the
Right.
same way, right? Thinking that debt is just part of life. Oh, that's business debt. It's different from my other debt. Well,
Right.
yeah, that's true, but not for you.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
I don't want that. Because I'm doing exactly because I wanted to get into it, but no, I'm finna pay this. I'm finna pay this debt off. I want to at least be at zero before I even start that. Because like you say, it's better. I want to know that feeling. having zero debt. I want to know what that feels like.
See, and I'm gonna tell you something, Andre. Let me tell you something, and I mean this shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get there, you're gonna know.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
When you get there, you're gonna say to yourself, "This is what LJ was talking about," because you were talking about it. You're like, "Hey, man, I can't wait to get to zero," but you're not there yet. When you're there, you're gonna know.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Once you get there, there's no going back. Okay.
No, sir.
I'm telling you, there's no.
Not for me. I can't, man.
So you better start thinking what kind of business you're going to create, what kind of successful business you're going to create. That's going to ensure you that you don't go back.
Right. I mean, I'm gonna do the math. That should help out a lot, right?
Yes.
That's the plan, man. Because I can't, man. I've looked back and I try to look, okay, when the last time when I was debt free? When was the last? Man, the last time I was debt free was 18 years ago, just before I joined the Navy. And I'm 54 years old. So that's what that tell. I don't, man.
You know what? When you were supposed to be debt free, 18, they don't really understand. 18, that's when you're free.
Right. Right.
You don't know that. You don't know that you're free at 18. You don't know that.
No, you don't know. And people say, "Oh, that's okay. Get you a credit card. Get you going to debt." Like I say, when I got out of boot camp, and one of the first places that they was already lined up with the credit card. Like, here, you can get this card and all that. Man,
they don't know at the day they turn 18, it goes ding, you're free.
Right.
They don't. They know what I had. Don't know that. They think they got to go out and get some credit and do all. No.
Yeah, because you got to get that. The first thing on my mind, because when I was a teenager, if you had a car, you was the man. So the first thing I wanted to do was get a car. You mean I can go in here and I can put down some money and get a brand new car? It was good if you had a hoopty, you was the man.
Right.
Shoot, I'm in the Navy now. I can come home with a brand new car. I'll be the man. Didn't understand.
Didn't understand. And nobody was there. Nobody was saying, "Hey, man, listen, don't do what they do.
Right.
Let them do." I said, right now, you are free and you can stay this way for the rest of your life right now.
Right. Man, I thought I was stupid because I never bought a car while I was in the service. I was always renting. I mean, what you told me, it was better that you did that. And I look back, it was better than I did that.
Sure was better you did that. Sure was. For sure.
Well, I appreciate what you've been telling me, man. Because like I said, the most people I talk to the world, they'd be like, man, they seem like they just can't get it. I say, it's just simple math. Just do the math, calculate. And they just walk. They don't want to hear it. I said, okay.
And you got to remember also, it has to be that way.
Yeah.
It has to be that way.
Because I bet you most of these businesses that failed, they didn't fail because they lost a customer or something like that. But 90% of the time, it was because they didn't do the math right. They were supposed to.
90. You'll never see these numbers, but I guarantee you about 80% of the businesses were probably already underwater, and this right here just tipped them over. That's it.
Right.
They were already, and the bank already know. You got to remember, the bank already knows this information because they're the one to collect the payments, so they know which businesses are not keeping up with the payments, and something like this, which one's going to take the hit first. They already know. Yeah, that ain't a shock to them. That's not a shock. Right. They already knew.
Right. I mean, because he was doing good, and now I'm seeing you come up to me, and I smell B on your breath at 10 o'clock in the morning. Come on, what's up with the now? That was another answer too.
They'll say it like a business. Oh, this business has been here for 30 years and it's closing their doors due to COVID. It's like, whoa, wait a minute, we don't know that. Right. We don't know that.
They can use that as an excuse to make a
COVID made them be embarrassed after 30 years of business. Like, wait a minute, who told you that? Did the bank tell you that? Or what happened?
Restaurants, they said COVID. The people work there, the owners and stuff said COVID. Then a week later, you see a IRS sign on the door and talking about and stuff they was doing. I said, okay.
Think about this. Think about it this way. If I had a business, a successful business that I owned, meaning no debt on it either, and I owned it, and I had it open for 30 years, I guarantee you closing down during COVID would not have bothered me at all.
Right.
At all. Close the doors for a year. Okay, whatever. Close them down. It wouldn't even bother me.
Because everything would have been paid for and stuff, right? You would have been
paid for. Exactly.
You could, as soon as everything clear. Okay, we open back up now.
We can open up. Okay, open the doors. Let's go.
Yeah. Man, you changed my mind totally, man. I mean, I'm talking totally different with these people. Like I said, the thing I come to you, okay, you probably failed. How was the first one? He said he lost his trucks. And he, and all this. I said, "What happened? Did you do your math?" The look he gave me, that desk slave
Hey
looked like,
man, that's
"What you
called, you
talking
know what
about?"
that's called? That's called pulling down your mask in public, right? If you want to keep
Yeah.
doing that, that's totally up to you. I'm not pulling
Hey,
down your mask in public.
because me, I'm a teacher. It's in me. I just try to, I can't help it. I just
I
try.
no, I understand. Don't get me wrong, I understand, but you got to remember, debt slaves outnumber us by multi-millions.
Yeah, you're
All
right.
right, so
Because
it's
he
like
got
this.
pissed off. Because the first thing, I mean, I'm sorry to cut you off. I want to
No, go
before I
ahead, go
forget,
ahead.
but the first thing he said was, "Oh, you don't want to listen. You don't want to
No, you don't want to listen.
listen."
No, you don't want to listen.
Right. Oh man.
You just gotta let those people go, though, man. Like
Yeah.
I had to let go of a good friend, man. I had to let him go. He was caught up in the matrix.
Oh, well, I mean, you lost a friend over this,
Oh yeah,
over your
close
mindset,
friend,
a close friend. I mean, that's
close friend.
crazy.
Hmm.
But I mean, I know I believe it to be true, but it's sad that you just let's we've been friends so long. Let's just agree to disagree. No, I'm
No,
pissed off because
we
you.
tried that at first. We did.
Okay.
It just didn't stop. Okay, I said, okay, cool. I won't talk about what I do, and
Right.
when we get on the phone, I won't talk about just. I said, cool, but I could start feeling them getting more and more jealous of what I was doing. It didn't make
Wow.
any sense, none. So I just
Right.
said, okay, that's enough.
Right. Right. That's sad though, but yeah.
But you
Because
know
I
what it
know some
does?
people going.
It makes more
What's that?
room for the right people to come in. That's what it
And that's
does.
what I said. Like I was telling that young lady that was on the last time. I mean, she was worried about losing friends and stuff because she wants to get out. Remember having sex and being around people. I said, yeah, you got to be around like-minded people just like you. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Now I just try to be around people just like me. It's hard to find them. Just like you and LJ, man. That means shoot. Talking about a haystack. You talking about trying to find a needle in about 10,000 haystacks.
Well,
But
that's
hey,
what I mean. Think about it. That's why SMD is not as big. Think about it. Really think about it. Okay. That's why SMD is not known around the world yet, because look at the type of needle I am in this haystack,
right.
right?
Yeah.
It seems like it's bigger because all of us are in it. We've been knowing each other for a while and it's been a
Hmm.
minute, but
Right.
SMD is a needle in a haystack.
Yep. Yes, it is.
You come across this channel, you hear me talking the way I'm talking, they'll be like, what are you
Right.
talking about? Nobody's
Right.
ever said what you said before. I've never heard any of that. I know that.
Mhm.
I know, listen, I know I'm one of the very few of people on earth that talks the way I talk.
Right.
And
Very
I'm not,
few.
and think about it, I'm not even bragging. I'm not even
Right.
bragging.
No, you're just teaching, man.
I'm just teaching.
So
Shit.
whoever want to listen. Because you had me cracking up. I was looking at that video I was watching today. The guy, he was talking about the velocity banking, and he used Dave Ramsey as a
Oh,
as a thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I was watching, man. You had me cracking up. I had to keep pausing and rewinding it because I kept laughing at you, man. But it made sense. Now before you, man, I would have been like, oh yeah, I know what he's talking about. Because the first time I heard about velocity banking, I was thinking, oh, that's cool. You can pay your debts off. But like then when I got to listen to what he was saying when you was explaining it to him, I'm like, yeah, this guy's not making it. What he's saying doesn't make any sense at
Mhm.
all. But
That's
you
called,
got people believing it.
it's just called, and you know what it is? It's just business.
Right.
That's called,
Right.
that's called business, right? If it
Right.
doesn't make mathematical sense, it makes financial sense for the business.
Exactly. You see, he getting there to try to get people to, he get teaching classes and stuff. He was just trying to get people
People
to
really
buy his
want to
course.
believe that there's another way out of debt. They really want
Right.
to believe that. So they want to believe into the next thing. They're like, oh, this is the way, and use the bank's money and all this other stuff. But
Right.
the
Right.
banks, listen, and I kid you not, the banks are happy about velocity banking. I promise you.
I bet.
They are happy about. They think, oh, we're pulling one over in the bank. No, they are happy that you're using velocity banking because they're using all their money.
Mm-hmm.
They can't make money if they wasn't using it.
Right. People wouldn't know that though. They wouldn't understand that. I
Well,
wouldn't have
because you got
understood
to
it about
remember,
a year ago.
they don't have any money. Think about
Right.
it for real. This
Right.
is serious.
Right. No, I'm
They
just
have,
laughing because it's true.
because it's true. They have no money, so they don't know everything they use is everything they use as money or whatever they use is borrowed. Everything.
Yep.
They don't even
That's
know
what I'm
that.
saying. Everything.
Everything. Their whole life is a mathematical illusion.
Yeah.
Man.
You see
And
your
they don't
house,
even
you see
know
your
it.
car, borrow. Like, and what got me was the guy was on there and he was saying how he the guy makes like $144,000 a year, but he got a $30,000 car note. Why you got a $30,000 car note that you can make that much? You can you can save like 3-4 months. You could have bought that, saved up and bought that car outright. But
You know what? And when you hear that, this is what they don't know when you hear that, right? They'll say this person makes 144,000, whatever, right? But then as soon as you hear them say they got a $30,000 car note or whatever that is, you know that they're in debt.
Right.
And so you know they cannot reduce their tax bracket. You can't reduce your tax bracket when you're in debt. You can't do that. So when they mention how much year they make a year, that tells me the tax bracket they're in. So lets me know they're in a high tax bracket and they can't do nothing about it.
Right.
And they got a whole bunch of finance shit.
Yeah.
They don't even know they're saying that. They don't know, have no idea. And
That they telling on
themselves,
themselves, right?
Is going to help them do something. They really do believe that. That's bananas to me.
It is. And I tell on myself a lot because, like, when you hear something like that, and I know what it did, and I start laughing again, they say, "What's up?" I'm like, nothing. I'm good. Because I don't want you to get, type of person I know. No, I'm not gonna say it because I know you're gonna get upset. So
yeah,
I'll leave it alone.
You just don't say nothing.
But I can't help myself.
You got to be quiet. I mean, you don't pick and choose.
Right. Right, but it is what it is.
Because when I go out in public, man, I'll be walking somewhere, and you'll hear somebody talking about money, and it's just, man, you just, I don't know if I have enough to get this on my car. It's like, then you shouldn't be here. You can't say that to
right. Right. It was a guy put a thing up showing it was a picture showing a Bugatti next to a trailer home. He was like, I said, well, maybe he was just visiting. Maybe that he didn't live there. Cause say, why would you buy a Bugatti? What is that, like a $600,000 car or something like that? But
that's what Bugatti says.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Their slaves will believe anything a company says. Anything.
Yeah, because I learned that a long time ago. When I see, wait a minute, I see this SUV that's this is back in like maybe the 90s or something. I see this SUV that's worth like $16,000-$17,000. But it could be like a what's the word? It could be either a Ford or a Chevy. Let's say a Chevy SUV. But then it's the same exact thing, the same exact model. Only thing different, instead of saying Chevy, it says Cadillac.
Right.
And it's $20,000 more. I'm like, wait a minute, what's in this? And then when I actually got to see the difference, I said it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
What? Just because it says, like you say, you pay Bugatti got the same material as my car does.
All they do is change the trim. That's it. Just change the trim. It's all it's the same body. They just change the trim. That's it. And then and you know what they do? They finance it.
Right.
You think people are walking on a Cadillac car lot and dropping 70, 80 grand for a brand new Escalade? No, they're not.
No, not the average person.
They're making $1,200 a month payments. That's what they're doing. So I bet you most of them are like $1,500 a month for those Cadillacs.
Yeah, boo, man. I can't see a note having that.
$1,500 a month.
No, I can't. I wouldn't want to. I don't care how much money I had. I just wouldn't. Just GP, I wouldn't want. Especially what I know now from learning from you. I wouldn't want to do that. I don't care if it didn't even hurt me at all. I just knowing that number, I wouldn't. Because me, I've never bought Jordans in my life because I told you the story how when I found out how much it costs Nike to make, and by the time it gets to the consumer. It's $2 to make. It gets to you $160. I've said that's why I've never bought Jordans. Just the mindset, even before I met you and stuff like that. So now I can't see spending $1,500 on a vehicle. I just can't. That depreciates. Ain't no way in hell
on a depreciating object, right? They finance things that depreciate.
Right.
Not only do they finance the thing, guess what up? They finance the taxes to that thing too.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was looking at the comments. I said, right.
And most of them they rolling in negative equity. This is what they do. They'll come in with a car that they owe more money on the car, roll the negative equity into the new car loan, right? This is like messed up. They'll roll the equity into the new car loan, add it all up plus tax. And then finance the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole loan. And they really don't realize what they're doing. Because if people somebody sat down and explained to them how it really worked and they got an understanding, it'd probably be different. But like you said, they just looking at, hey, I'm gonna get this vehicle. I can afford it because I got a job and I'll be able to Oh Lord.
Well, if you can't see it too, like right now, which is crazy. Like, listen, I don't know about your town, but I see a lot of new cars being driven, a lot of
I
new
see. Yeah.
tags. You
Oh
notice
yeah,
that?
man. About 30% of the 30 or 40% of the temporary tags. Yeah,
You know why that is? You know why that is?
that's stimulus money, right, and stuff like
No,
that,
you know
right?
why it is? Because
Why?
because the student loan debt has been removed from their credit report.
Oh, I didn't think about. I didn't think.
That's why.
Wow.
That's
Also, that
why.
means once it got
That's why they're
removed,
getting
that
approved for these
made their
cars.
credit go up. That made them
Yes.
able to. Oh, I didn't think about that. Wow.
Yes. Can you
Wow.
imagine what they're with? You said like you had $100,000 or $50,000 to $100,000 student loan debt that you ain't paid on in years. It's probably knocking your credit score down, and then also one day they remove it. Your credit score is going to shoot up.
Right.
Your debt to income ratio is going to change. Now you can be approved for a new car. Don't be fooled by those tags. When I see new cars and new car tags, I'd be like,
Oh yeah, I was thinking it because I started seeing them back in like the spring and stuff and in the summer. Really in the summer when
yeah.
I was like, the people get them stimulus checks and put them down payments.
2021, 22. I've been seeing a lot of brand new Cadillacs where I live.
Mm.
Paper
Mostly where I
tags.
live,
I'm
I was
like,
seeing used cars, but still some of them were new, but a lot of them you could tell they were used, but still, but they wasn't like 10, 20 years. They were like maybe 5 years old or so. So I said they still got a
right.
nice little note on 'em. Wow. But when you said that
That's
student
how they
loan
do
that I
it. Isn't it? I'm telling you, it's amazing. See
yeah,
how
because
they
I'm
do
up here
it?
in Chicago. Yeah, because I'm up here in Chicago, so
You see how
so
and I want you to notice something. Notice how it doesn't matter where you live. It's all the
mhm.
same shit everywhere, right?
All the same.
It don't matter where you live. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Debt
And then
slaves, debt slaves live everywhere. It doesn't matter
mhm.
where you live.
And guess what, LJ? The crazy part about it, when they
Mhm.
first started, about a month after you first started seeing all these temporary tags, when I saw you saw a lot of cars that was on the side, like on the side of the road and stuff like that, parked to the side that were tore up.
Mhm.
80% of them, up at about 70% of them had the temporary tags on them. So I said these people probably didn't even really know how to drive. They're good getting a new car, just got their license to get the car
Well,
and was tearing them cars up.
you put it this way: the repo man's going to have some good ass business next year.
You right. Yeah, because when it's all stuff come to a head, yes, he is.
So if you've been thinking about doing repo, if you want to do some repos, I suggest you start getting up some practice because there's going to be a lot of cars repo next year. Lots.
Man, that you know what? That's a good thing to think about, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All these new car tags, they're only
Hmm.
going to happen for maybe a year.
Right. Wow, I didn't think I gotta look into that because you might be right. People
Oh
that
no,
just
I'm right. You watch. I'm right.
yeah.
I'm telling you
Well,
because that didn't make any sense. I was like, why would they remove their credit? Why would they move their student debt from their credit reports? That don't make any sense. It was just
do you still don't understand why they did it? Because I don't.
well, I don't know. I'm guessing. I don't know for a fact, but
Right.
I'm just saying it just makes sense. It helps the economy.
Okay. So you
You
think
gotta
it's
remember
they
because
did it? Okay.
they don't have no student loan payments. The interest is not accruing, and they're not on their credit reports.
Oh, so this is Biden driven. This is Democratic driven stuff.
No, I'm not saying who, what. I'm just saying mathematically. I'm just
Oh,
saying
okay.
what I see. This is just my opinion, right? It just makes sense. It's like out of sight, out of mind. They're gonna go and do what they do. Finance
Yeah.
shit.
Right.
That's what they do.
Right.
I better hurry up before they put those student loan debts back on my credit report. They're trying
Right.
to beat it before it happens. They're trying
Right.
to get in debt first before it happens, which makes no
Right.
sense.
Yeah. All right, man. I ain't gonna hold you up, but man, thanks again, man. Thanks for what you're doing for me. Oh, it was one thing I was thinking about today earlier. I wanted to say to you because it was amazing. I was just sitting thinking, and I said, look how slaves work. Debt slave. I say when you're free, you sitting up there, a free person just trying to actually get free. He's cutting the chains. He's cutting the ball and chain, trying to saw it off. And then
Right.
I'm thinking about somebody getting it. They willing to offer you more debt. You pay your stuff on time, and they willing to give you more credit. And first thing you do, okay, they doing the opposite. Instead of sawing the chains off, they adding more chains and shackles
Right.
to their wrist. I
Well,
like,
because
wow.
they don't see them. They're psychological.
Right.
Right. They don't
Exactly.
see, again, out of sight, out of mind. So they don't,
Right.
since they can't see them, they don't think they exist.
Right. And that's it. So I mean, man, you be it seems like every day I just something new just come to my mind. And I'm like, man, but thanks a lot, LJ. I
Oh,
really
it's
do
gonna keep
appreciate you,
coming.
man.
You got a long ways to go. You ain't even
Nah, I
at
know.
zero. Wait till you get to zero. You're gonna really
Yeah,
start
I
experiencing some shit.
I
You
can't wait
watch.
for that, man. I can't wait for that.
When
But
you get there, Andre, you're gonna be like, oh man, you're gonna be seeing so much stuff coming at you. You're gonna be like, oh shit, that was there the whole time. That was there the whole time.
wow,
Mm-hmm.
man, I can't wait for it, man. I really
Yeah.
can't. Because in the beginning when I was first telling you about us starting this business, I wanted to go on the debt so bad, and then no, I'm not doing. I'm paying this off first, and then I'll do it. I want to be at least at zero, and it makes sense, like you said, it mathematically makes sense.
Put it this way: when you get to zero, you'll know how to use business debt.
Okay.
You'll see the true purpose of the purpose of business debt and how to use it. Once you
Right.
get to zero first you got to get to zero.
Right, and that's what I want to do.
Because once you get to zero, put it this way, I'll give you a heads up. Once
Mhm.
you get to zero, you'll see the true purpose, the difference between personal debt and business debt. Okay.
Yeah. You can truly
Debt,
see it.
personal debt, you pay back.
Okay.
Business debt, your customers pay back.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right.
You're not paying it back. Your customers are paying it back. Create a successful business, and your customers are paying those loans and taxes and insurance
Right.
and all that other stuff. They're paying that, not you.
Right. Right. But thanks, man, LJ. I
No
appreciate
problem,
you,
man.
man. Yeah, but I'm gonna get off, but I'm gonna be listening to you.
Okay, man.
All right.
You know, with this student loan debt stuff coming back, man, they know you don't have the money. They know you don't have the money. Extending it is really the longer you don't pay, the more money they make. So extending it would benefit them in the long run. But in my opinion, what would be the purpose of them extending it again? It just wouldn't make any sense to extend it this time. It just wouldn't even make any sense. Put it this way. Something big has to happen before another extension happens. That's just my opinion. I just think in order for another extension to happen, something big, and I don't want nothing big to happen. I'm not saying that I want something big to happen, but that's the only thing I would see something making that happen. Okay, that's all. And let me tell you something. Like, I don't know if you guys follow me on my community posts because I do a lot of posting there. All these people telling you that you can invest while having student loan debt, and you gotta ask yourself, if that was true, there wouldn't be $1.86 trillion of it. There wouldn't be that if that was true, because people would be investing and then paying off their student loan debt. Hence, there wouldn't be $1.86 trillion of it. So they're not telling you the truth. The majority of people, like, you know how some people they try to put you down if you didn't go to college and make you feel like you're stupid or something, or you're not going to be anything, right? What you guys don't know is this: the ones that chose not to go to college and take out student loan debt, you know, the majority, most of the people that did, they wish they were you. They wish they didn't. They're not going to tell you this, okay? They're not going to. Even if you ask them, they're not going to tell you this. But if they could do it all over again, they wouldn't have got $100,000 in student loan debt, $200,000, $300,000 in student loan debt. They're looking at you. Yeah, you ain't got a college education, but guess what else you ain't got? $200,000 in student loan debt. You ain't got that. You're free. People that didn't go to college are financially ahead of most of the people that did. Did you know that? Sure are. You guys are. They have $100,000 in student loan debt. You don't. That means you're closer to zero. They got a long ways to go. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what kind of car they drive. I don't care what kind of house they're in. I don't care where their kids go to school. I don't care what kind of cars they drive. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you find out that they have $100,000 in student loan debt, everything that they're showing you is a mathematical illusion because you can't do that. I got to watch that. I'm going to watch that, Gabriel. Where'd you watch that at? Amazon? And honestly, like when I look at when you get outside the debt matrix, I'm glad you brought that up. When you get outside the debt matrix and you find out the whole economy is psychological, and then you have the ability to see negative numbers psychologically. You look at Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, totally different, because all you guys hear is about their money and this and that, and you just think about how rich they are. No, man, no, you take a step back, it's totally different than that. When you know something and you know it to be true, it doesn't matter what other people believe. It doesn't matter what they believe. None of it matters. That's where I'm at today. I have a totally different, when I see, like, put it this way, you guys don't even understand. I guarantee you, if Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or Warren Buffett ever heard me speak, they are going to know that I know. I figured it out. I discovered this. I didn't create it. I'm make sure there's a distinct difference. Wow, this is something. I discovered something, but it's already here. So that means somebody else created it. When you understand that no currency exists for debt slaves, none in any form, none. When you understand that, you're like, oh, got it. Their whole lives, mathematical illusion. Yep. Do they know it? Nope. No, they don't. Obviously, they don't. Obviously. There's $1.86 trillion in student loan debt. That should be enough to tell you they obviously don't know. All of this debt's in the trillions. They obviously don't know. Obviously. By choice. You guys are choosing it. Now, I know people that come to this channel, they think I'm bragging or think I'm thinking I'm talking I'm big shit or something. Whatever you guys think, whatever. I'm just telling you what is. When I say there's no other channel like this one on YouTube, I'm not bragging. Go find it. I tell you guys all the answers. You probably come to this channel, damn, he's giving all this information for free. Yeah, it's free today. It's free today. But my main, you know what my main goal is? Instead of money, it's earning people's trust. There's not many people that know how to do that. Because once you earn a person's trust, the money follows. That's automatic because they can trust me. How do I earn people's trust? By showing them, hey, look at this calculator. Look, believe it. I do. When you look at people like Elon Musk and you see how much money one person can attain, one person, you don't be jealous of it. It just says, hey, look how much is out here for you to get. All you got to do is come up with something that's going to help change people's lives. That's what I do. Once you get over the initial shock of debt slave, you're in debt, you don't own anything. Once you get over all that, and get to the other side of that, and you're like, oh man, he was just telling me the truth. Yeah, that's it, just the truth. Like, let me give you an example. When you get outside the debt matrix, SMD, we coined this called the dimension of freeism. Okay, when you understand what this means, you will live in a different financial dimension, which we call freeism. When you're in this dimension, people's cars and houses don't mean anything no more. You know why? Because if they're making a mortgage payment, so what? We know in freeism, homeowners don't have mortgage payments. If they did, they wouldn't be homeowners. So why would no? You calling yourself a homeowner? Equity? What? We know that in freeism. In freeism, you don't finance things that go down in value like cars and clothes, motorcycles, boats. You don't finance things that go down in value. And listen, you're financing the taxes too. Whatever you're financing, you don't hate taxes, right? You hate taxes. You hate paying them, right? Not only are you paying them, you're financing them. Freeism, we don't do that. We don't do none of that. Now, honestly, lately, I ain't gonna lie, it's been getting kind of boring. I don't know. And when I say boring, I'm saying, am I going to be coming at it at a different way? Probably am. I've got to think of something different. I'm still debating about getting the jab. My family is pressing me really hard about it. Yeah, I don't really talk about that stuff. My honest opinion, you ain't getting out of it unless you're a billionaire. That's the only way you're gonna get out of it. If you're trying to get out of it, I don't know, but I'm just saying, you like. All right, listen. Okay, I'm gonna put it this way: debt slaves, you guys don't know you don't have any money. All they have to do is mandate it at every job, and you guys are going to take it. If you want to eat, you want to eat? Do you want to be able to pay your rent or your mortgage, your car note, whatever you want to? If you want to continue to live your finance lifestyle, you're going to do it. This is not a choice. It's not. They're just trying to give you. Listen, they're just trying to give you guys the illusion of choice. Hey, you don't have to do it now. All they got to do is just mandate it at every job. If you want a job, you have to do it. You're going to do it. You know why? Because you're in debt. You're just prolonging it. That's it. I don't. That's why I don't even like talking about it. It's just so it may. I just think, again, when you get outside the debt matrix, it's just you see the purpose of everything. Let's put it that way. You see the purpose of everything. And when you understand that debt slaves could not exist without the central banks, okay, that is crystal clear. They don't know that. They don't know that if the central banks didn't exist, they couldn't exist. You get outside the debt matrix, that's a clear understanding of what that is and why. That's clear. What's up, Snuggles? Any questions? Oh, this hay fever has been kicking up. This weather be switching back and forth. I was thinking about this today too. When you're in your 20s and even 30s, that is a very vulnerable years. Those are very vulnerable years as an unconscious slave. If you're in your 20s and you're an unconscious debt slave, that's a very dangerous time for you guys. Very dangerous, because you guys are the 20s and 30s. You guys are the main targets as far ads and sales and all this other stuff, family life and whatever they tell you guys on TV, whatever that stuff is, right? That if you're almost 30, you should be married with children. You should be starting a family. Everybody around you tells you when you're supposed to be doing it. Hurry up, you're running out of time. All that, which is all a program. You guys are the target. That age is very if you can wake up from unconsciousness in your 20s and your 30s, you'll be doing pretty good for the rest of your life if you wake up. Because at that age, you know, you guys are going to follow your friends. You're going to see if your friend get a house, and then you're going to want a house, and then they're going to upgrade their car, and then you're going to want to copy them because you want to show that you're doing life good too. But what you guys don't know, you're just going deeper in debt, trying to impress other debt slaves. You guys are all debt slaves, but you guys don't know you're just impressing yourselves. Because if anybody, put it this way, if you got a car to impress somebody or to impress some other people that might have cars and nice cars, this is all you got to do to see if you guys are all the same. You say, hey, man, are you making car payments? They say, yes, they're just like you. Ask the next friend, you making car payments? Yeah, just like you. Hey, mom, you making car payments? Yeah, dad, you making car payments? Hey, brother, you making car payments? You guys are all debt slaves because only debt slaves make car payments. You debt slaves, you guys are impressing each other because you guys all have car payments. Cars don't mean anything. When you get outside the debt matrix, cars don't mean nothing. They don't mean nothing, especially if you're making payments. If some of you have recently had some friends roll up on you with new cars, all you got to do is say, are you making car payments? Yeah. Don't worry about it. That's the bank's car. If I could have paid off my debt in my 30s, I would have been ahead. Yeah, exactly, Omanike, you're right. Can you imagine? Imagine getting this information at 25. Hell, even 18. The best time to understand it, which is very difficult, to have it at 18, because that's when you don't have to do any work. You're at zero. If you haven't had parents that used your name, can you imagine? Imagine those parents that use their kid's name. So when no kid becomes of age, guess what? They have already put their kid under zero by using their name and leaving debt in their name. That's messed up. That is so. To even think about that is horrible. That is horrible. Not even giving their own children a fighting chance in the financial capitalist system. Any questions? If not, we're going to get off this in about 5 minutes, going on 6 o'clock. I know there's more new people watching because I see my views on my videos are going up quite a bit lately. So I know you guys are watching. I know it's hard to swallow the pill or heard a guy like me before, or you probably still have feelings. Once you get over these feelings and all that other stuff, you'll start to see more clear, because feelings is what separate math from money. Feelings do. Math and money are one, right? The only thing that can separate them are feelings. Feelings separate math. Like, let me give you an example. Say like you're with somebody and say, oh, or you get a job, you get a new job, and you say, oh, I deserve a new car. The moment you say that, you log into your bank account and say, do I have enough cash to buy that car? No. And then you go and buy it anyway because you financed it. That's because that's your feelings. You still felt like you could buy a new car when your bank account clearly told you that you could not. You see what I'm saying? Those are feelings that separate math from money, because you can't buy a car. If you ain't got no money, you can't buy a car. That's impossible. You can't. The only way to buy a car is in cash. There is no other way to buy a car. There is no other way. Everything outside of that is called financing. You're right. That's really messed up, Andre. I remember growing up throughout my life, I remember a couple of parents that used to do that. Even back then, when I was in debt, I just knew not to do that. That just didn't. I mean, you clearly understand. Like, think about it this way. If a parent has to put the lights in their kid's name, that tells you about the parent's finances. If you could listen, you know how bad your finances have to be for you not to turn on the lights in your name? You got to be in some you got to be in some bad shape. You can't even put the cable bill in your name. You go move to another place. Hey, can you turn the cable on in your name? Oh, no, I can't. You can't turn the cable on in your name? And you young people that you're listening to this, when you start, you need to take this with you and put it in your pocket, because you guys like the roommate with your friends and all this other stuff. Hey, you roommate with somebody and they turn to you and say, hey, man, I can't put the cable in my name. You better stop roommating with that person. Immediately, you got to put a red flag. Oh, shit. Oh, man, my license is suspended. Why is it suspended? Red flag. Those are all red flags. Suspended driver's license, can't put things in your name, multiple notices coming in the mail for them with red stickers on them. Those are flags. Those are flags of financial problems. Don't roommate with people like that. I don't care if they're gonna, oh yeah, they're gonna be your friends too. They're gonna be your friends. They're gonna be your friends, so you're gonna have a decision to make. Never do financial since they're your friends. Guess those type of friends like to ask to borrow money. And that's going to be a problem because you know you're not going to get it back. All your friends are going to change. That's a t-shirt. Math and money are one. Oh yeah, did I not do that? I thought I did that. Your feelings separate math from money. I really hope they're listening too. With this information, man or woman, it doesn't matter, man or woman, and you're in your 20s where you think, what you see on social media, what the people say they do, you're gonna think that's what it is, but nah. Just own yourself, stay out of debt. Own yourself by staying out of debt. Your confidence will go through the roof. People will know that you are different. They will know right away that you're different. They will know. They won't know why. Even if you told them, you say, "Hey, I'm out of debt. Nobody owns me." They won't know what you're talking about. So it doesn't matter if you tell them or not. That's the special superpower about this. It doesn't matter if you tell it to them out loud. They still don't know what you're talking about because they cannot see negative numbers psychologically. So they don't know what you're saying. You have this information in your 20s. There are no limits. You got time and understanding on your side in your 20s. You got them both. Nobody will be able to stop you. You'll be able to weave through all the overload of financial information on YouTube. You'll know how to weave through all of it. You'll know who's doing what. You'll know who's faking, who's for real, who's not, because of the way they speak. People in debt, they only speak one language, debt. And if they've been in debt all of life, all of their life, they only speak debt. It's no different than being here in English. We speak English. So 9 times out of 10, the only language you speak is English. So if you've been in a debt matrix all of your life, and the majority are in debt, all you speak is debt. You have no idea the language of debt-free exists, nor how to speak it, because you've never been out of debt. So they don't know what they're saying. They don't know. Let me give you another example. Millions of people don't know that they can't put away money in retirement. They cannot put money away in retirement if you have a mortgage. They don't know that. They don't know that that's 100% impossible. That's the language of debt free. That's how you know. Hey, okay, well, they don't know that. And that's how it's supposed to be. The majority must believe that they own houses with mortgages, or the housing market couldn't exist. How many houses do you think would be available if they only accepted cash? They said, "Hey, yeah, all these houses for sale, but we're only accepting cash." How many houses do you think would be available? They'll be everywhere. Then you guys will be able to spot out the people that really have money. They don't want you to see them. They don't want you to see them. The housing market couldn't exist without you. What you say, Sal? And Chucky at the beach in the shade, just looking at slaves bring their coolers out of their lease finance vehicles as I sip my iced tea. Yesterday here in Myrtle Beach, man, it was like 75 in December. Me and my girl got to get out, walk in that sun, soak up them rays. You guys really don't understand what the sun really does for you, because when you're working all the time, you don't get much sun. You're either in the house or in the building, or you're at work, so you don't really. When you get out there and soak up that sun, it just revives you. LJ, that was me though, past tense, but still, yep. Got to let this soak in. If they accept the cash, their business will. Yeah, you got to remember like this. This is so you guys really understand business. The central banks know that nothing could work without them. think about it this way so you guys can understand what I mean. Say like the central banks turned off every single credit card in the United States of America. All businesses would fail. All businesses would fail if they turned off every credit card in America. That right there tells you the central banks are in charge. That's clear. Now get this. When I was in a debt matrix, I knew nothing of the central banks, nothing. I never heard of them. Might have heard one every now and then or whatever, but I never really paid attention to them. The only banks I cared about was the local ones. Wells Fargo, Bank of America. No, the ones that control them. Then I was like, wait a minute. Central banks are all over the world? They're all over the world. Huh, that's a connection. They're everywhere. I wonder why they're everywhere. Because they control shit. All right, I'm about to get off here. I got to take some allergy medicine for sure. Nose getting stuffed up. I do like that. Let me take a picture of that one because I really want to. I could have swore I had that already, but all right, well, it's time to get off. You guys have a good night. Much appreciated. Until next time, if you like the video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And if you like the show, thank you for donations. Appreciate it. If you want to schedule a consultation, hit me on my email right there. Like I said, don't forget to hit that like button. If you like the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Going to drop what link, Snuggles? What are you talking about? What link? The link to talk I've already dropped. Yeah, I already dropped it. What is today? Sunday? Oh, yeah, tomorrow's Monday. Huh. What do I have to do tomorrow? Oh, yeah, that's right. All right. You guys have a good night. Later.